Hey, what's up guys? Jerome here from the Bonsai Supply, and today I'm going to give this ficus its very first styling. So you may actually recognize this tree. We did a video earlier in the year of this tree when this tree almost died from a cold frost damage. So if you have not seen that video, you can either click here in the screen above and it will take you to this video, or scroll down at the end of this video and click the link below in the description. So this is a willow leaf ficus, or a Ficus salicifolia or silicaria, whatever you go by, whatever the name is today. I still go by the very old name, by the willow leaf ficus. So as you can see, the ficus has recovered from the frost damage, and now it is time to give this tree its very first styling. So as you know, what I like to do before I ever go ahead and touch a tree or think about even styling a tree, I like to go ahead and defoliate the tree and remove all the leaves. And so, you know, as I pull off these leaves, it gives me a chance to get to know the tree. And once a tree is completely defoliated, I actually get to appreciate and see the entire structure of the tree, which then kind of helps me to give this tree its very best design. And so that's why I always like to defoliate my trees. Now, on Sundays, on our Instagram account at the Bonsai Supply, we post our questions where you guys can ask us questions and we respond with pictures or we talk. And I've gotten this question a lot lately where some of you guys say, hey, I live here or there, can I still defoliate my tree, or can I still repot it? And so the simple answer to that very difficult question is tropical trees, it really depends on your climate, right? So if you live in a tropical climate and it doesn't get cold until, let's say, January, let's say you live in South Florida, you can still repot and defoliate all the way until November-ish, right? But if you live in a cooler climate, you can technically still get away with it if you overwinter your tree properly. So meaning if you have your tree in a greenhouse and the temperatures really never drop below 70, so you move it from the outdoors right into your greenhouse, you can really repot any time of the year. The key number to repot tropical trees and to really work them is when the night temperatures are steadily above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so as I go ahead and now defoliate the rest of the tree, I will catch you guys in a minute. So when we talk about tropical trees and when is it safe to work them and when isn't safe to work them, I have a very simple rule. And when they actively grow, say yes to everything with tropical trees, okay? So when they actively grow, yes, trim them, yes, repot them, yes, defoliate them, yes, fertilize them. When they don't grow, however, then leave them alone, right? And so when they continue to grow in your greenhouse throughout the year, you can absolutely go ahead and safely repot them. It's just important that when you repot tropical trees that you keep them above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Now the best time to repot them, of course, will always be in the middle of the summer. But like I said, if you have a greenhouse or indoors and you know you can get away with it, then you can technically repot any time of the year. Alright, so now that I'm done defoliating, I'm cutting off the rim of the pot, and I'm using my chopstick to kind of get rid of all of this black soil. So I'm trying to bare root this tree completely. And trees like ficuses, desert roses, those are perfectly fine, and bougainvilleas to go ahead and completely bare root when you do your first potting. And so basically what I want to achieve here by removing all of the soil, I want to find a good front of the tree. So I want to find the best possible front, the best root flare or spread, which then will help me to give this tree its very first styling. So as you can see, this tree has a really nice thick base already. And so as I'm doing this, I'm also cleaning up the root base. So for instance, we have this root in here. So for instance, this root here, you see it's coming right from the trunk and it's fairly thin in comparison to the thicker one. So this one will have to go. And just for aesthetical looks, I'm also gonna go ahead and remove all of these crossing, non-interesting roots. So I actually decided to just continue and just go ahead and repot it because this base is really huge. I did not expect it to be quite this large, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna continue and dig and actually start to repot. And I chose this, or I think I'm gonna use this yellow pot, which I think will complement it quite well because the leaves of the willow leaf ficus are kind of like that light green and have a little bit of yellow in them. So I think that would be quite a nice match. And as you can see, the root spread from this side to this side is so large it will almost fill out the entire pot, which I think will look awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead now and continue to reduce the root ball, and then we're gonna go ahead and pot this tree and then work on the branches. Alright, so as you can see, the tree is now fitting into the pot quite well, and I did remove a lot of the root ball, but on ficuses, this is perfectly fine because they regrow from very large cuttings. So it's super easy to cut them, plant them, and they will regrow. So these are very easy to propagate. So now that I have the the root ball reduced to a more manageable size, I'm gonna go ahead and pot it at the angle that I want with this root spread. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start to work the branches. Alright, so now that the tree is perfectly potted in its new pot, I'm going to now go ahead and start to reduce this mass of branches. So as you can see, once you go back and you rewatch this video, you'll see that I maybe had like 3 branches left on this tree that were alive. And this is not even a year later. We're talking about like maybe 4 or 5 months after that I'm now doing this. And you see how much new growth I had? And that's because I just let the tree come back, push out, and I just really focused on fertilizing and watering the tree and make sure that it's really happy. And so today I can go ahead and safely do its next styling. So the first thing that I'm going to do is actually I'm going to start on one side and just remove all of the branches that I don't need. Like for instance, in here I have this nice thick branch, but then I have a lot of really fine branches that come out of the exact same area. And so those little branches I'm actually going to remove, and the same from the inside of the canopy. So all the little branches that I call suckers, we really don't need them in this design. So I'm going to go ahead now and just clean up this entire tree. Alright, so this tree is finished for today. As you can see, I removed a lot of roots and I also removed a lot of branches. And I always say you have to be very honest with the piece of material that you're working with on the first day of styling and really remove everything that does not fit the overall design. So I went here for a smaller size tree and I went for like a broom style design. Now, all of these branches up here are placed really well, but this branch down here, I left it long and I'm gonna let it elongate a little more to thicken up some more. But overall, I'm very happy with the design, and as you can see, I have the main branches in place and already the secondary branches as well. Now the overall canopy, I can see it being about this high, and probably going out to about somewhere out to here. That's what I can envision, and then hopefully I will get some aerial roots next summer that can then drop down into the soil. And so that's really it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this tree's transformation. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.
All right.